Across democracies in the world, we have institutions that tend to uphold the dispensation of the practice, more so help in not only structuring but decision making in various ways. In our country, we have the Council of State, which lately has come under some public scrutiny for whether it's relevant or not, and that's why we have the JOYFM Thought Leadership, and it's set up. This debate will be taking place today at 5 p.m. at the hotel that used to be called Alisa Hotel, but now Swiss Alisa Hotel. And thanks for joining me. I have with me Nick Ado.
Opoku.
Okay, Nick Opoku. He's the coordinator for the JOYFM Thought Leadership.
Right.
And you have regular programs for the leadership. Well, if you look at the platform and particularly today, you're talking about the Council of State. What may have perhaps brought about, or on what premise are you doing this?
Okay. Good morning to you, Roland. We do know the Council of State is established by the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, to counsel the President in the performance of his functions. And when you read the 2011 report of the Constitutional Review Committee, it said that a number of people questioned why we need to have an elaborate body of 25 persons advising the President, particularly when the Supreme Court has ruled in the case of the Ghana Bar Association and Attorney General that its advice is not binding on the President. So of what use is the body if its advice to the President is not binding? So that's the premise for this debate, Roland.
And we know that, well, that has also been interpreted to me is because the Council of State plays an advisory role. And so who do you have speaking on the subject?
The two debaters are lawyers. The one speaking for the motion is Mr. Daniel Segose. He's a private legal practitioner at Kolendi at Law. He's a junior partner there. Speaking against the motion that the Council of State should be maintained is Mr. Kojo Benti Encho. He's a senior partner at Benti Encho, Lecture in Ankama.
I see. And it's taking place 5 p.m. today at the hotel we all know as Alisa Hotel, by Swiss Alita Hotel at Ridge. But in what form is it going to take? Is it the usual thought leadership, the way it's organized?
Okay, Roland. This debate is modeled after the U.S. presidential debates. We're going to have 3 rounds. For the first 2 rounds, each debater is allotted 10 minutes to make their preliminary arguments. In the third round, 10 minutes is allotted for that. It's what we call the debate duel, the banter. So one debater makes a point and rebuts the other. The other person also comes, rebuts, while simultaneously making another point. So it's very fast-paced. It's a pound-for-pound argument, and it's very exciting. It keeps audience at the edges of their seats and debaters on the edges of on the tips of their toes.
And this is going to be live on the platforms, I believe?
Yes, it's going to be live on the platform at 6 p.m. We entreat audience to be seated by 5 so that when we set up, they don't have to be obstructing the cameras.
What usually have been the feedback you get, especially when you put together some of these debates or discussions?
Well, the feedback has been very positive. What we seek to achieve with many of the programs that we do is to set the agenda for national conversations on issues which have far-reaching implications for national development. If you would recall, the last debate we had was on the exercise of the BNI, and the proposition was that the BNI is an outlaw organization and should be scrapped. At the end of the day, the audience voted that it should be maintained, but it needs to be reviewed. So the feedback has been very positive. It's a platform where experts are assembled. At the end of it all, they make proposals that policymakers in the country are able to consider and adopt.
So what happens after the debate then, in terms of what the content that is generated by the two speakers, as well as even the reaction from the audience?
Well, it's our hope that while this debate is going on, people in key public positions, policymakers, pay attention to some of the propositions that have been made. If you read the Constitutional Review Commission's report, it recommended that out of the 11 persons that the President appoints, it should be cut to about 5, and we should have the rest being representatives of civil society organizations. The government issued a white paper, and we don't know what happened to it. So this is an opportunity for us to more or less set another agenda for an important conversation like this so that we get government acting as it should.
And the hope is that at least it would, in a way, influence the discussions on the subject of how relevant the Council of State is, but also how various institutions of state also tend to view it.
Yes.
Okay.
But this particular one is focused on the Council of State as an institution.
We'll see how that goes. And what do they bring on board, the two speakers? And we're talking about lawyer Daniel Seguase as well as Kojo Bensi-Inchel.
Kojo is a veteran lawyer. I mean, if people in legal circles would know him as a very experienced lawyer, he has broad experience in oil and gas, in a lot of areas. Daniel is also another lawyer. He's a junior partner at Colindia Law. He's handled a number of cases. So these debaters bring to the fore experience. They bring to the discussion some knowledge that would be useful for the debate.
Well, thank you very much. It's been great having you. And
thank you, Roland.
Nick Opoku is a coordinator for the JOYFM Thought Leadership, and we know that they're having another program this evening, and by 5 p.m. you all have to be seated. That is, those who have been invited to attend. It will be aired live from 6 p.m. on JOYFM and the relevant platforms we have on our media group. But please also make sure that you join the conversation, and it's always going to be on the various platforms. But here, please join us on TV. It's our page on Facebook as well. We're also streaming live, and we have our Twitter handle at Join Us on TV. And Nick, I have to say thank you very much.
Thank you, Roland, for having me.
And we will stay tuned and make sure that we get the best of information and try to relay that to our audience.
Right. Let me quickly add that it's free and it's open to the public. So when you close at work at 5, just drive through Alisa and be part of this debate. Once you come, you have the opportunity to ask a question or make a contribution on the floor. Okay.
Thank you very much, Nick Opoku, coordinator for the JOYFM Thought Leadership. Well, we know that the Council of State should be abolished. It's a subject that we have our two main speakers speaking to, and we hope that you join us on those platforms when the whole episode is aired live. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have great conversations right here on the AM Show.